right now. Jupiter disappears. No explosion, no flash of light, no final message from the universe. One moment, the largest planet in the solar system exists. The next moment, it doesn't. A world 11 times wider than Earth. A planet so massive that more than 1,300 Earths could fit inside it.
Gone. Completely. And strangely enough, you wouldn't notice. Tomorrow morning, your alarm still rings, cars still move, the sun still rises. The moon still hangs in the sky. If you walked outside, the world would look exactly the same. And that is what makes this terrifying. Because Jupiter is one of the most important objects in the solar system. Most people simply don't realize it.
For thousands of years, humans looked at Jupiter and saw a bright dot in the sky. Beautiful, mysterious, distant. But Jupiter is not just another planet. Jupiter is a gravitational monster, more massive than every other planet in the solar system combined. Think about that. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Put all of them together. Jupiter is still heavier. The solar system doesn't merely contain Jupiter. The solar system is partially shaped by Jupiter. And suddenly, that shaping force is gone.
At first, the change is almost impossible to detect. Earth keeps orbiting the sun. The planets continue moving. Nothing crashes, nothing explodes. The solar system doesn't instantly collapse into chaos. In fact, if Jupiter vanished tonight, most people could live their entire lives without noticing any immediate consequences. Which raises an obvious question. If Jupiter is so important, why doesn't anything happen? The answer lies in distance. Jupiter is nearly 800 million kilometers away from Earth. Light itself takes more than 40 minutes to travel between the two planets.
Jupiter's gravity influences us, but it does so from very far away. Its disappearance is not a punch. It's more like removing one support beam from a giant structure. The building doesn't collapse immediately, but the stress begins spreading. And over time, the consequences grow.
To understand why, we need to talk about asteroids, because Jupiter has spent billions of years doing something extraordinary, protecting Earth. Sort of. Imagine the solar system as a shooting gallery. Comets arrive from the outer darkness. Asteroids drift between planets.
Chunks of rock wander through space looking for somewhere to crash. And sitting near the edge of the inner solar system is Jupiter, a giant gravitational vacuum cleaner. Its enormous gravity captures, redirects, and destroys countless objects before they ever reach Earth. Many potential impacts never happen because Jupiter gets involved first. Some objects are thrown away.
Some are trapped. Some collide directly with Jupiter itself. In 1994, humanity watched this happen. A comet called Shoemaker-Levy 9 slammed into Jupiter. The impacts were so enormous that scars larger than Earth appeared in the planet's atmosphere. Jupiter took the hit, Earth didn't, and it has been doing versions of that for billions of years. At this point, Jupiter sounds like a hero, a giant bodyguard protecting the inner planets. But the story isn't that simple, because Jupiter doesn't only stop asteroids. Sometimes it creates problems. Its gravity constantly throws objects around the solar system. Some of the asteroids that eventually threaten Earth were placed on dangerous paths because of Jupiter in the first place. It's less like a bodyguard, and more like a giant cosmic bouncer. Sometimes it removes troublemakers. Sometimes it accidentally throws them into the crowd, which means scientists still debate exactly how much protection Jupiter provides. But everyone agrees on one thing. Without Jupiter, the solar system becomes a different place. 100 years pass. Almost nothing changes. Human civilization continues, cities grow, technology advances, children are born and grow old without ever knowing Jupiter disappeared. The solar system seems stable, safe, predictable. Then 1,000 years pass. then 10,000, and small changes begin accumulating. Tiny gravitational nudges that Jupiter once provided are gone. Asteroid paths slowly shift. Comet trajectories begin changing. The giant clockwork mechanism of the solar system starts drifting away from the version that existed before. Not dramatically. Not yet. But enough for astronomers to notice. Enough for simulations to disagree with reality. Enough to make scientists uncomfortable. Because they understand something most people don't. The solar system is stable, but stability is not guaranteed forever. Now, jump forward 1 million years. The difference becomes impossible to ignore. Without Jupiter's enormous mass helping shape planetary motion, the architecture of the solar system slowly evolves into something new. Certain asteroid populations increase, others disappear. New impact risks emerge, old ones vanish. Planetary orbits remain mostly intact.
But the probabilities change, and probabilities matter because civilization does not need every asteroid to hit Earth. It only takes one object, one bad day, one impact large enough to rewrite history. The dinosaurs learned that lesson 66 million years ago. Humanity has not yet.
But even this is not the biggest consequence. Because the real story is not about Earth. It's about order. The solar system appears permanent, reliable, unchanging. But it isn't. It is a balancing act, a giant gravitational dance involving the sun, planets, moons, asteroids, and comets.
Every object influences every other object. Most of those influences are tiny. Jupiter's influence is not. Remove Jupiter and you discover something unsettling. The solar system was never a collection of separate worlds.
It was one interconnected system. Every planet affects every other planet. Every orbit matters. Every gravitational pull matters, even from hundreds of millions of kilometers away.
And that leads to the real twist. This video is not actually about Jupiter. It's about invisibility. The most important forces in your life are often the ones you never notice. Gravity, magnetism, atmospheric pressure, the sun, and Jupiter.
A planet so distant that most people will never see it clearly.
A planet that has silently shaped Earth's history for billions of years. A planet that may have helped create the conditions that allowed intelligent life to emerge. And yet, most humans never think about it. Not once. Tonight, Jupiter will rise in the sky. A small bright point above a spinning world. Most people won't look up. Most people won't know it's there. But for billions of years, that distant giant has been pulling, deflecting, redirecting, disturbing, protecting, quietly helping shape the solar system we call home. And if it vanished tomorrow, Earth would survive. Humanity would survive. The sun would still shine. But the future would become slightly less predictable, slightly less stable,
And slightly more dangerous. All because a giant world, hundreds of millions of kilometers away, stopped existing. A world that doesn't know you exist. A world you will probably never visit. And a world that may be one of the reasons you're here at all.